discarded laminate floor. We have a decking chair. Holton Borough Council are a bunch of absolute liars. Yeah, you have read the title correctly, and Runcorn does indeed have its own Stonehenge. Now, it's not as elegant as the one down south, but it is pretty similar. Well, when I say similar, the design's not similar, it's just, it's been plonked at the edge of, now if anyone's familiar with the area, Windmill Hill Avenue and Manor Park Avenue, the roundabout there, it is just plonked at the top of a hill. So that's where I am today. I'm in a place called Windmill Hill in Runcorn. So anyway, today I thought, you know what, there's loads of information online and there's a bit of mystery surrounding what it's for, who put it there and stuff like that. There's a couple of articles which I'll go through in a minute, and I just thought, you know what, there's no actual video on it, there's nothing online to suggest, you know, anyone actually coming here, filming it and talking about it. So I thought, you know what, today, going past, and it's not something really, if you're driving down to the roundabout, you're concentrating on the road, it's not something that you'd see. I mean, I've been around this area for many years now, and I've known about it only because I used to go walking down these woods just behind me and stuff like that. But if you don't sort of like look up when you're driving, and you won't see it. So yeah, I thought today, you know what, I'll just do a bit of filming, quick video, and I'll show you what this is all about. Right, the easiest way to see these stones is go to Big Wood, just at the end of Windmill Hill. Let's just have a look at a little sign here. So, discover a hidden history. I wonder if there's any mention of these stones. Right, so I can't see any mention of these stones. I've just seen that. Following the departure of the family of the year 1921. Old historical features form a pleasure garden can still be seen, including the pond, pats and haha. Right, so where the stones would be is probably about there, I think, is it? There's no mention of it, so so it seems that today I will not be discovering any hidden history, because it seems that Holton Council, or whoever put that sign up, doesn't even know about them stones. Just a quick one anyway. This is the end of Windmill Hill estate from Bridgeway, sort of east way. The canal runs across here, and that path, I don't want to go down that path today because it's the wrong way, I think. Oh no, it's the right way. So basically this path will take you right along the Daresby Expressway, and if you walked long enough you could reach the old bridge. Now, as always, the appropriate footwear is worn today. So I just went to get my walking boots out the car, and unfortunately they were wet from last time. So that thing they mentioned, the remains of some floral or something garden, is just there, I think, and the stones are just beyond this little clearing here. So should we have a little look at this before we crack on with the stones? And as I say, welcome Woodland Trust. I think recently the council have been up here, planted quite a lot of trees. So we're going to be turning a left here. And I've seen something actually before, which was pretty random, should we say. Oh, this is a bit squishy. Now, I like random things, and I like finding random things. And this thing I found before is nothing short of random. So the stones which I'm going to show you are just there, and in these woods, I'll just spin the camera around, and we have some discarded laminate floor. We have a decking chair, or a deck chair, another one, or a camping chair. Various bits of, is that a coat? Looks like Michael J. Fox's from Back to the Future 2, but in green. And then you got two lovely random chairs with the scenery of nothing at all. Just very random indeed. Obviously someone's been here and had a few drinks. There's a packet of crisps there, icon hat, some water, just bottles of water. No evidence of any alcohol, so that's a bit weird. Right, so I think the wall is just down here. I mean, I've never ventured sort of into this part of these woods, so this is quite new. What's that there? That's the rubber. I think that's the wall just there. Filming this on a brand new camera. If anyone's interested, it is the Samsung S24 Ultra. Oh yeah, there's that wall, just spin you around. So basically, yeah, that's the slip road coming off Windmill Hill Avenue, and there's the remains of that wall, which I think was the wall that was mentioned on that sign up there. But anyway, right, so enough of that crap. Let's get on with the show, or the money shot. So as I mentioned, there's the expressway that way, Manor Park Avenue, here's the roundabout, and this here is Windmill Hill Avenue. I think it's north, is it? So we're just going to crack on with the show. And here are the stones. So yeah, very random indeed. Now, as I've said, there's a couple of articles online which are quite extensive, and I'm not going to read it all. So what I'll do is I'll just read maybe some interesting snippets of it, and just tell you basically, you know, what people think of them and why people think they're here and stuff like that. So yeah, quite interesting because it's quite random. As I say, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in a circle, and then you've got this centre one here, which is the biggest one in the middle. So very interesting indeed. Very interesting. Something going on over there as well. Let's get a good zoom in on that. Four fellas and Ivies. That's a 10 times zoom, just in case anyone was interested. Right, so let's take a look at these stones, all made of sandstone. Stone number 1, number 2, number 3, which has got something growing on it, number 4, all different sizes as well, 5, 6, 7, 8, all got moss growing on them as well, and then you've got 9 there, and then this massive one in the centre as well, this big one here. Yeah, quite random indeed. And I was going to try and see if these were, oh no, they do actually move, to be fair. I thought they were all like properly secured into the ground, but I'm not going to damage it, but you can see it moving there. So yeah, so that was a look at these 10 stones. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just read off some information which I found on the interweb, and see if we can solve this mystery of these Windmill Hill stones. Right, so back in the woods, out of the way of the wind and the traffic noise. I was going to sit down on that floor, but it's quite wet. So next best thing, these decking chairs. So I'm just going to read something brief online. Tucked away beyond the edge of the woods near Norton Priory lies one of Runcorn's strangest forgotten mysteries. The stone circle is also intriguing because, far from being the frequent topic of local rumour and lore, its existence remains unknown to many, even to those with an intimate knowledge of the town's idiosyncrasies. Although far more humble than the towering ancient Stonehenge in Wiltshire, Runcorn's modest ring of 9 small stones, each about a foot across and a standing stone in the middle, is more mysterious in its own way, having avoided the extensive attentions of academics, archaeologists and TV crews. At first glance, the moss-flecked lumps with the jagged worn faces might appear to the unsuspecting explorer to be of similar Neolithic provenance. It may be more strange than not. Instead, the consensus among experts is the stone circle was installed by the Warrington and Runcorn New Town Development Corporation, that's DevCo for short, whose motives remain lost in time, although eccentric ideas were no stranger to the dawn of Runcorn New Town, as anyone who remembers Southgate can attest. So there's been a few researchers looked into it. One says the site could be linked to a possible Bronze Age barrow. So describing the mounds in the area called Conigreaves, which means rabbit warrens. The mound on which the circle sits is reminiscent to a degree of other ancient sites, as is a more tantalisingly barrow-like hillock near the entry to Norton Priory on Tudor Road, and referred to the Celtic Warrington as reconstructed Worm Hill or Harvest Hill. Despite the idea of a barrow, Cheshire Archaeology Planning Advisory Service based in Chester corroborated the existence of rabbit warrens. It couldn't find any records indicating prehistoric activity or a barrow in the 19th century maps, and the 19th century maps didn't show any obvious earthworks. So yeah, there's a few other things as well. However, the map and award for the township of Norton, dated 1844, depicts 2 plots of land within the landscape park of Norton Priory, and to the immediate northwest of the modern stone circle named Coney Graves. Coney meaning rabbit and graves, may relate to diggings or to a steward or someone in charge. Proximity of the area to the medieval priory would suggest any such mounds would be associated with the religious house. So as I say, it's quite a lengthy discussion on it. There's no actual proof of what it is, what it was there for, and it just says, wrapping up this, the stone circle itself is on a small hill overlooking a small roundabout, and it's quite easy to drive past fairly regularly for years with eyes fixed on the road and not realising they are there, which is true. So it remains a mystery. There's no actual physical proof, physical evidence of what these stones are. So I just thought, you know what, I'll come down today and as I say, it's still a mystery. It's still a mystery to what these stones are. So if you're ever in the area, you can park if you go to the co-op in Windmill Hill, you can park there and walk through round to the bottom, go across the canal, and I say you'll pick up the woods and then just follow the path down and you'll end up here on this roundabout. Quite interesting. So there is the myth, still not solved, on the Windmill Hill / Runcorn Stonehenge. So you can also access these stones from Windmill Hill Avenue. There's a footpath right alongside it, and I'll just show you something. Well, I think it's interesting anyway. So there's the sign there, Manor Park, Sandy Moor, and all Runcorn, other Runcorn traffic to the left. Now this is just on foot, coming down to the roundabout now. So here's the roundabout from before. There's the mound, and just at the top there you might be able to see one of the stones. So as I say, it's quite hard to see if you're driving, because you're concentrating on driving, and you're not going to look up, are you, and miss your turn or smash into someone like. However, something I quite like around here as well is this right in front of me. There's like quite a lot of Christmas trees, and they look quite nice, especially in the winter as well. We're going to get across here without getting killed. They're like the 5 ways in Liverpool. So let's just get across. I have took quite a few photographs here actually. I think once I was learning how to light paint and long exposure photography, and I came up here. Someone suggested going to this little bit of land. It's quite nice, and it's quite sort of secluded. No one comes here, and as you can see, no one does come here. So right across there are the said stones. Yeah, it looks really, really nice. Yeah, let's have it. Top of the hill. Houghton Borough Council are a bunch of absolute liars. So that just takes you up to Daresby Expressway, that back down to Liverpool. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you. You may not find it interesting, but I think it's quite interesting, quite nice to see these little Christmas trees all here like. Right, so if you've got this far, thank you very much for continuing to watch. Like I've said, it's still a mystery, no one knows, but if anyone does know who's watching in the comments, please drop a comment below and tell me what you think it might be, you know, other than them articles. And there's quite a few other references to it as well. I'll put a link in the description to the article, and by all means just Google Windmill Stones Runcorn and it'll come up and you'll see. So read for yourself. It's just too much to be sitting there in the woods on a pair of deck chairs. I don't mind. So yeah, and just before I do go as well, I'd like to thank the people who have donated coffees this month as well. I will put your names up on the screen right now. And as always, if you do want to buy me a coffee, think of it as a tip, to be honest with you. All money does go back into the channel, and all help is appreciated and support. So yeah, that's pretty much a wrap for today. Just a quick video. When I say quick, I mean I haven't edited it yet. It might be 10, 15 or 20 minutes long, I don't know, but yeah, I just thought I'll film it. There's no video on it, stuff online suggesting what it is, and I just thought, yeah, let's get out here today and just have a little film, because it's quite a nice little area, quite a nice little woods, and it's something different. I mean, you go to your local parks like Sefton Park, Prince's Park, Calderstones, you can just travel up here and it's just as nice. This sort of path that I was on before, as I say, takes you right the way down to the Runcorn Bridge, and it's quite nice. And it is actually, to be fair, it's kept quite clean. I'll give Houghton Borough Council that. Like, there was no sort of crap anywhere apart from in the little secluded part of them bushes. But yeah, nothing else to say really, other than there's a loud bike. So yeah, I'll wrap it up anyway. As always, folks, cheers for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.